Hey guys, and welcome back to a continuation of the Stalk of the Week. This time we are looking into the Hierophant. What is Stalk of the Week? It's a collective reading I do, looking into an energy that has kept showing up, and I call it a stalk, and we stalk it back. Take what resonates with you, leave behind the rest, never ever force it to fit if it doesn't. And that's that. If you like the content, please like the video. Let's get to it. Hope you're doing amazing. Merry Christmas. I just want to point out, if I look a little tired when I'm reading my eyes to a little bit, it's because it's been a long day, long week, so I may look tired today, but I'm doing fine. I just noticed it when I was rewriting the other videos, like, oh, I look exhausted. Anyway, looking into the Hierophant, what do we have for the Hierophant? Let's get started. We're going to start by pulling out some of the oracles, right? Let's just throw us into it. We coming from and reading on the Emperor, by the way, and that was interesting. We're just continuing. What do we have for the Hierophant? Too many courage and blame. Yeah, no. What do we have for the Hierophant? Show me Hierophant. We have surrender and guilt. I can release my need to control. I'm gonna pull out all of them, right? That's how we roll in here. Let's pull out the context. We have you and your loved ones are safe. Communication is key. And a fork in the road and by the book. Okay. What are we having here? Looking at what we need to surrender, we're just gonna go with the flow here, right? I need to surrender the need to control everything. Some sort of a habit that stems from, I don't know, some habits that have roots all the way in childhood, or it has roots to some sort of a social conditioning, let me say like that. I need to release the need to control something here stems from a place of security. That's what I'm getting. A place of security, but knowing that you and your loved ones are safe. But there is a fork in the road. There's a fork in the road because there is a decision that needs to be made. There's a lot of here about, holding on to one's sense of security. And by doing so, the way that we can hold on to a sense of security is by not making any changes, by keeping status quo. Because even though we may not be happy there, even though we may look at the status that we are in, the place, the situation, and say, this brings me unhappiness, I'm not happy here, I want change. But in order for there to be change, we need to take action. The decision of saying, I want something different, yes, but then how is action being taken towards that difference? So that ties up to the other reading here on the Emperor, right, which was about change. This has something to do with this, the courage that comes, or that is needed in order to actually then take the step, right? And then we have communication is key. It's something about summertime there. Communication is key, and it's time to take action, and do not let pride get in the way. How can pride get in the way of taking action? Well, let's say that someone here has to make a move on someone, right? Let's say that you were to make a move on someone. Or maybe send out a job application, or try and do something radical. Let's say you were to make a YouTube account, or make something, right? Something that was out of the book here for you, in your context. What were we talking about? How don't let pride get in the way. Yes, sorry. The pride could then be a fear of rejection, right? A fear of rejection can make us stop and from doing anything, because that would be how would that actually happen? That's interesting. I don't know. All I know is that fear of rejection is rooted in the pride, and the fear of rejection, fear of rejection can feel like it's an insult to oneself if we take oneself a little bit too serious in it. Those who become more robust, do we call it like that? Like, let's say people who go for auditioning all the time. actors, singers, wherever you do, dancers, those who do auditioning, they have to grow thick skin because rejection is part of the job, right? So, but you become thick-skinned, and when you learn, it's nothing personal. You can then pride can actually be used to say, you can use pride in a different way, of as a protective shield of saying, you know, you may say yes, no to that, no to that, to me like this, but you know, I know myself and I know my worth, and then one day one will say yes. I think that's how actors get through it. Anyway, it's time to take action, and this has something to do with the way that communication is brought forth here. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth, such as staying stagnant. And then we have something about going by the book. Having a choice by going by the book, or by knowing that there's a change in the wind. Alright, let's just pull out the tarot. How is this playing out in your situation? A fork in the road, a decision that... Hold on. I'm picking up the book. Now I'm picking it up. I want to read it. I want to see what this number 13 is about. There's a llama on it. It's a very, very interesting one. 15, no, I said 13. Time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owing up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. Every choice has a consequence, yes. It's an effect. You arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left, or by choosing right, or maybe choosing up, down? Anyway, will you take the road less traveled, or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice, and yours alone to make. All right. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. We can discuss that. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroad. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience, for better or for worse. All right. Anyway, you reached a moment of truth in your what? All right. Point being, choice, right? It was a choice to be made, and then it says something about no one else can make it for you. It depends on how long you stay stagnant. It depends on the situation. We will look. And also the thing about other people making choices for you, it's also about a matter of perspective, right? It's also a matter about perspective of how you view the decisions that are being made for you. Because let's say that you get dumped. Typical example. Then someone else made the decision to end the relationship, and it has a consequence for you. Yes, you can tell yourself, it was my choice, whatever, but just be realistic. It was someone else's choice. What is your choice is then how to deal with this situation, saying, all right, will I try to control it, or how will I decide then to look at it as something that breaks me or is a fork in the road, makes you, whatever. That's just your choice. What do you do with it? Anyway, how is this playing out for you? That took us 8 minutes to get at. Amazing. How is this playing out for you? Queen of Swords, hello there. Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups. Other one had the Queen of Cups. That's how it's playing out. You're getting it with the Queen of Swords. Great. Where are you at? Where are you at in this? You are at the Lovers. This is like a replication. No, it's like similar to the other one, right? There we had the Justice, which is also somewhat related to a choice. Looking at things from different perspectives. This is more like a soul. I chose a choice on the inside. All right, I'm gonna explain it. Show me what's around here. Also happiness. 10, 10, 10. The situation here has to do with Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Who is she? Well, she's another person outside of you, or she could be a representation similar to you. The Queen of Swords is someone who has been through the grinder. She has been hurt, she has been backstabbed, she has we talk of her as a widower, right? We talk of her as the one who was cheated on, betrayed, and verbally abused, the one who was bullied, right? Now, the people who are bullied, like take the example with the bullied, people who are victimized or can victimize themselves, or they can rise above and be gentler, right? Towards themselves and towards others. Point being that the Queen of Swords is someone who has been through the grinder. She's been through the pain. She has a choice of becoming wicked. She has a choice of letting the pain dictate the way that she looks into the future. Him, her, doesn't matter. It's a matter of how we receive information. She's a representation of how we accept information, how we interpret information. She can decide to let the past taint the way that she looks. She looks at the world with tainted glasses of pain, right? Then everything becomes pain. Or she can, knowing that there has been pain, but she can decide to look at it with a positive perspective, but still being a no bullshitter. Meaning that if then someone were to come his way, with the same sort of pain or bullshit, because she's been through the grinder, she will recognize it. She recognizes the criteria of it. She recognizes when the situation comes her way, and she can recognize the same elements that can be like a red flag, an indicator of, all right, maybe not go this. I can see the consequences already here, right? Make a decision. She can look at how one road will have that consequence and that road would have another consequence, because she's been through the grinders. She's very knowledgeable, right? If it's not pain, by the way, it's also because you can be really well scholared or she's educated, right? Anyway, she just knows a lot. Let's say that you are a hairdresser, right? Well, not necessarily educated, but you're not just someone who knows what the hell you're doing. You're a hairdresser, you know about colors, right? You can take in a client and you can look at them and you know exactly what will look good on them, what color, what haircut, because you've been through the grinder. You have trained, you experienced, you also observed, you're just smart on what it is that you do, right? As opposed to me, I will know shit. I'm not good at it. I trust my hairdresser. That's why I trust her, because she knows what the hell she's doing. Example there. Anyway, that's what it's about here. That's the situation when it comes to you. This is this lovers. Oh God, we will need to do some clarification. The lovers, what is that for you when it comes to this? The magic wand is up with the lovers. Better not do it. What is up with all these queens? Right, so this is something that can... You're in an energy here where, right, you're feeling pulled. For some reason or another, you're feeling pulled. What are you feeling pulled towards? Are you having a crush on someone? I'm not gonna... Maybe I am. No, I'm not. This diplomatic in here. There's something you want, something, I don't know, you tell me, whatever. You want it, right? You're feeling pulled towards it. It almost feels a little bit, I mean, it gets your wow up, right? But the choice that has to be made is almost something that feels like you have to choose between yourself, right? Between yourself, you have to make a significant choice that affects your core. It's like being a twin. I don't know, I'm just exampling. Yeah, being a twin and someone you've grown up with this twin, you live together, you've been in the womb together, you know, very, very close knitted. And then you grow up and you make a choice of living separately, although you've been together the entire time, right? Not because you're abandoning, but making the twin decision here was like cutting and saying, we are still together, we are still siblings, but we are no longer like we're not living together anymore. We are grown up. It's a significant choice, right? Not to say that you're not seeing each other. What I'm trying to get at is the significant energy of, because that is a significant bond with oneself to break, although it is someone else. But you know, path of life. That's what I'm getting here a little bit. That's something very significant of a choice. It's not something about just looking at things very nuanced, you know, looking at it from a very objective perspective. It is very, very rooted within how you feel about it, right? you can't really separate yourself from it. So you're very involved in the decision you're making here. Some of you also in this way, it is that what you're making here is a choice of going from thinking of yourself as, not want to say a loner, or as another person here that you're looking at like that, but as somewhat going to be more grounded, rather than being all about thinking your way into things. It's more about feeling your way into things from a very pragmatic perspective. It's all right. Let's move, because that's very interesting. Yeah. So, what can you control in whatever this is? No. What's the challenge? Challenge is patience. Especially if you are someone who's very wandy, meaning that you got your gusto up here. If the magic wand is up, patience. Saggy in them, perhaps. You and your loved ones are safe. Why is this that you need to know that you and your loved ones are safe? What is it that you're afraid of? Is this you that has this in you? Something is like it's a very strong loyalty to the family. You know, you're worried about the family, but it says here, don't worry, they are safe. Try not to carry the entire burdens of your family on your shoulders. Like siblings, for instance, right? What can you control? It's the same thing as the goals that you make for your life. The way that you want things to come towards you, the way that you want to celebrate. Did you see life as worth celebrating? And also, yeah, what can't you control? The pace of it. You cannot control the pace of it and the decisions being made, of changes. What's in the past? Child? Loss of a child? Childhood? All right, sorry. Let's get to it here. I gotta know the past here. Something here about a new beginning, jumping into something here, feeling very victorious. It feels amazing. There's also someone here that you are with here, right? And the way that it brings forth to now is that right now you are in your head. It's this energy here about thinking your way into things. Try not to control too much. Try not to let any sort of past energy here dictate. I don't know, there's too many people included here. It's like you're trying to find your own voice, listening to yourself, listening to what other people say, but remember your own voice in it. Know that you have the power to make your own decisions, right? But you don't have when it is that you are a child. When you are a child, everyone else is making the decisions for you. But there comes a point, maybe that's why we get these lovers here with that weird sibling energy, was that when we grow up, there comes a point when we are no longer children anymore, right? When that point happens, that depends on the specific person. But the way that we can recognize ourselves as adults is that when we make independent decisions for ourselves, and that those decisions actually bring us the stability, mentally, emotionally, and financially, pay your bills, right? Bring food on the table. When we are able to make decisions that can provide for ourselves, in whatever way, whatever shape. That's some sort of a maturity there and adulthood, right? What is the point I'm getting at? It's actually very difficult in this one. The point being adulthood, actually. The point being here, someone here has been. There's something about the childhood here. Is it a lost childhood? I don't know. It's just that of. There's an energy on the table here of having brought with oneself a memory of other people making decisions for them, right? Adults, whatever, parents, whatever. It's just there. It has a significance in some way or another. It's breaking away from that. There's also, for instance, how you can see adults where they are always following. I don't know. I wanted to say always following the decisions of the family, but there could be more to that. There. Anyway, what was it that you can control? Again, it is also here about the goals that you set for yourself in relation to possibly family here, right? But they have got also to be yours here. There's also about you speaking your voice, choosing your voice, speaking that up, even though it can be, it can feel a little heavy sometimes to do that, right? You have wisdom for some reason or another. You have wisdom. How do we gain wisdom? By living life. By living life, by failing and succeeding. You have something here. You also you're very smart. You're very skilled. What can you not control? Pace. You cannot control the grievances of others and how other people decide to trust decisions made in their surroundings, their environments, how they decide to react to changes around them is not for you to comfort. Does that make sense? Let's say you have someone here who's destroyed by a decision made in their environment. It's not your choice. It's not your responsibility to save them, even though, let's say, it's your parents, right? You can be there. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and tell what to do there, but I will say I have seen, especially people who were, when they were children of addicts or alcoholics, more specifically, been shamed into believing that even as in adulthood that they are supposed to save the parents by, for instance, paying their bills. It's like, don't sacrifice yourself on that. Sorry, but I don't know, because I don't know what this is about, honestly. Anyway, what you cannot control is that the decisions there. What is this? Before we finish it off, it's the power of purpose. So as a challenge, what is it that we're looking at here? As a challenge, I think what I get when I pull it all together, I think the challenge is breaking away from some sort of a family expectation. That's really what I'm getting at. Because remember, we went into this because it was a challenge and it kept showing up. I think this is a challenge that has to do with feeling guilty. That by telling probably some sort of a family dynamic here, telling that family dynamic, but that it's time to do things differently for to take that back. If this is you, right, for you to take back your power. I feel as though it's more internally here. Alright? Although it could be related to some sort of a very, very smart, intelligent woman having been shaming someone. But mostly, I mean, let's look into it in a minute. I feel this is very, very confusing, but they always are. I can't understand everything. There comes a time when you realize that you are destined for something that is yours and yours alone. The catalyst may be an experience with a special person, a path you choose, or something you feel called to do. You'll discover it's not only necessarily what you thought it would be and has nothing to do with everyone else wants or seems to want. An uncanny conviction takes hold from somewhere deep and true. You feel a sense of power rising from a true sense of self, accompanied by a need for action, a commitment to explore something, or a purposeful choice. Right now, you are invited to step into a new empowered sense of authentic purpose, bolstered by a healthy dose of self-esteem. You are called to release your old conditioning. There's no need to be self-conscious or act a certain way to please others, which can sometimes take you in a direction you don't want to go anyway, right? The discipline and will to evolve are yours by nature. This process doesn't have to be a struggle. You cannot fail if you immerse yourself fully into what is in front of you right now. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You never have to seek your purpose or wonder what it is. Just keep removing the blocks to your essential self and your purpose will find you. It's that easy. What a wonderful thing to know. I love how these books always say, it's so easy. We all know it's not that easy in practice, right? Everything is easier said than done. It's okay to bitch about it sometimes. Honest, my opinion, of course. I want to know more about this Queen of Swords. She comes with the Queen of Cups. There's so many queens. And there we have the last queen, Queen of Wands. Six of Pentacles. And we have the Emperor. You know what? We're done. This is go back and watch the King and the Queen and these two, because that's it. How many queens do we have? Them all here. We have them all here. This is like a gathering of women. Women talking and chit-chatting and networking. The tarot. Guys, now we want to look into the conclusion. Conclusion of a lot of women here chit-chatting and figuring out the solution. I don't know. What's going to happen here? What is going to happen? The moon is unknown. Nothing is known here. I know. I don't know. Two of Wands and 10 of Swords. What's gonna happen here with the moon is that give it up to fate is unknown. The moon is always one that says, you wanna know? I don't wanna know. And then we have the Sun of saying, maybe we can know. Empress, Emperor, too many queens, too much feminine here. Right, what's the outcome here? It's still in the making. It has something to do with the decision, that's with a choice. With a choice in terms of how you want to go out. If whoever this is for, wants to go out and seize the world, right? And decide to leave a certain mindset, a certain way of thinking, or viewing the world in the past. I'm not letting a negative mindset rooted in hurt dictate the way forward. It is a little bit of a self-interview inside to question, as we do all the time, right? Always question the way that we look at the world. Is my perception of the world at this moment in my life, this moment in time, am I looking at it with outdated glasses from when, let's say that maybe, all right, if I look at the world, my life, the world that I am in right now with the glasses that I had on when I was 22, probably wouldn't be appropriate, right? Maturity. No, I'm not the same place. I'm not the same. Yeah, no, I'm not the same person I was when I was 22, because I am not in the same place. I'm still the same, rooted inside myself, but I have evolved. I have changed. So when we talk about, changing the perception, it comes with time. It's not to say we can't look at the world with the glasses we had on when we were 22. There's nothing stupid about it, right? Nothing to be ashamed of, even if we did stupid things. But it's just to say it's a natural progression of life. We change. If you are stuck in childhood, you look at the world with the same glasses on as you did in childhood, right? And repeat the same patterns. But if we want to break away from a particular pattern that may not be beneficial for us, if we deem it not to be beneficial, it's very important that we deem it ourselves. Very easy for other people to sit there and say, this is not good for you. It's like, it has to come from the inside, right? Right. But it's up for you to determine that, and you do that by questioning the way that you look at things. But also, again, always be mindful about how other people try to influence you, such as, for instance, myself, right? Take it as inspirations. And throw everything out you don't want. Do with it what you want, right? It's your choice, your life. Freedom of will. Hope you got anything from it. I will see you next time. Take care, guys. Ciao.